Hey, I'm Kylie, ex-fitness coach turned mid-size fashion influencer. Whether it's just me or conversation with a friend, we have real conversations around success, failures, and living your best life. I created Ambition and Grace as a space to talk open and honestly, explore new perspectives, and ultimately empower yourself and others. Throw your headphones on and join the conversation.
Yay! Hey, girls.
Hey, ladies. Yeah. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Ambition and Grace. And today I have Holland with me, and we are in Paso Robles. Robles, California. Again, if you watched one of my YouTube videos on Spotify, whatever, I have to look at my phone because I found out that my camera can only record 30 minutes at an effing time. So if I'm looking at my phone, I'm the producer, I'm the talent. It's fucking exhausting.
She's everything.
So I'm
just here to talk and look pretty.
Yes, and Holland does both of those very well. So Holland we've known each other for 2 years now. Yeah. And so we're signed with the same talent agency, Talent Management. I say agency because when people hear management in Montana, they're like, what?
Sports? Sports question mark?
Yeah, they don't know what I mean. So we were actually supposed to do a podcast back in September. How many months ago was that? Like 4
for
or 5?
LTK?
Yeah, for LTK Con. Yeah. I brought all of my shit with me and one of the mics broke. So this is long overdue. So I'm so excited to introduce Holland to you. She is a ride or die girl's girl, fashion, girly pop. And yeah, she has a really fun, interesting story, and she's just really fun to hang out with. And there's been a couple of people that have said that they follow both of us and are like, oh my gosh, you guys are friends in real life.
Oh my gosh, yes, we are. I love that.
So Holland and Tamar, we love you. We should FaceTime
Tamar. Yeah. We miss you.
Yes,
we love you.
She was
Shout
the
out
third.
to our other third. We love you so much. We miss you.
There was Campbell last year, but then Campbell became really famous. So Campbell, we also love you too.
We love Campbell too. She probably won't see this, but
we love Campbell too. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how you got into the influencer industry. That's what Han and I were joking on the plane on the way here of we've both heard each other's stories so many times, but I love hearing your story. So what's the background? Actually, why don't you tell us where you live first? If people don't know who you are, who are you?
Yeah. A little intro.
My
name's Holland Paterno. You can find me at Holland Paterno everywhere on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, if that still exists when this comes out. And I live in Jupiter, Florida. I am expecting a child.
She's bearing it.
And I'm bearing a child. That's why I look like this. I'm around 14 weeks right now. First time mom. I am a personal shopper and stylist, and that's how I got started in the space. And now I share a lot of affordable fashion finds, tips and tricks on how to get dressed and feel your best, basically.
Okay, so then have you always been into fashion?
Yes.
Ever since you were a little girl?
Yes.
Okay, what was it like
forever, which I know is not your journey.
No, so I was
which is so funny. Yeah, I was literally going shopping with my mom from a very, very young age, and I loved it more than anything. And I would just automatically turn around so she could measure things on my body, even when I was 3 years old, which is crazy. And I just always loved clothing. I always knew I wanted to do something in fashion, and I realized I have no artistic ability to draw. So I realized that quickly in middle school, probably, because I used to have little sketchbooks and stuff. I used to want
do you still have some?
Yes, I have everything.
Susie seems like one.
I have
Susie's
everything.
her mom.
Yeah. My mom keeps everything. And so I still have little sketchbooks of what I wanted my wedding dress designs to look like, or my boutique that I wanted to open named Polka Dots from in middle school. I wanted that. So always wanted fashion. And my cousin actually works in the fashion industry, and she is a fashion designer. And my other cousin was in the bridal industry, worked for Vera Wang for a long time. So she they kind of guided me a little bit. And then when I was in college and in high school, I worked in a bunch of stores. I loved working in boutiques. I thought it was so much fun, dressing people, helping them find outfits for whatever they had upcoming. And so I worked in stores, and then in college I did an internship.
And you went to school in the South.
Oh yeah. So from Jupiter, Florida, went to Ole Miss, Hottie Toddy, if there's any Ole Miss alum out there, Ole Miss fans. Went to school at Ole Miss. I loved it so much. It was, as Pookie would say, quintessential, like
Did Campbell go
Southern.
there too, or
Yes.
did Jet go there?
So Campbell went there.
Okay. Did you
Jet
guys go there at the same time?
Yes. So we like kind of knew each other.
Did you guys know each other?
We kind of knew each other.
How did I
which is so
not
crazy.
know that?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we've known each other for a while, and so loved the Ole Miss experience. It was so much fun, but they didn't have any sort of like fashion program there. They're like in the middle of the South. So I did like marketing communications. But I did an internship while I was there, and I got that through my cousin with Jimmy Choo, and that kind of introduced me to like the business side of fashion, which I didn't even know like existed really. And
you were more drawn to that.
so I was more drawn to that because it was sales, and I was good at sales. I'm good at chatting, and
That's
I'm a chatty
the one.
Kathy.
Well, no, not the chatty Kathy part.
I feel like I should sit up more.
No, well, that's what I'm sitting here and I'm like trying to sit up straight, but I gave you the long cord, and I have this, so that's why I'm hunched over right now like this.
You.
Yes. No, but that's the interesting part about one of your many jobs. Is when you worked at the mattress.
We're not there yet,
Okay,
Kylie. We're not there yet. We're not there. She's
okay.
jumping ahead in my story, my life story. Okay, I'll try to make it quick.
We have an hour.
Okay, so then I did an internship in wholesale. So I found out business of fashion with Jimmy Choo, which was fun. Figured out I didn't want to live in New York because I'm just not cut out for it.
Right.
I didn't want to live in a shoebox with like 5 other girls paying like $1 million in rent.
Right.
And I was like, got to figure out how to do this fashion thing somehow, like in Florida. So I found this small company, resort wear company, worked for a couple of those where I was in the wholesale side where I was selling the clothes. If you don't know,
How did you get the in there?
just interviewing. Yeah, just interviewing. And I think Jimmy Choo looked pretty good on the resume.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, little did they know I was like, getting people's lunches.
It works.
Well, you got to do so. You got to start somewhere,
Right,
kids.
literally.
So, and then I did worked a couple of those jobs. I got to travel a lot, which also introduced me. Like I always had loved to travel because my mom grew up taking us a lot of places, and we traveled a lot. And so I loved having a job that I could travel for too, because we would go to market in Vegas and Arizona and New York and all of these fun places. So loved that. And then I was like, I really miss being in store with people. And I started my personal shopping business, which was like Holland Smith Styling, which is my maiden name, Smith. So I started that, and I was like, how am I going to find clients? And the only way to find clients is in person with people and with wealthy people. And I was like, I need to work in a store where wealthy people shop. So I found this store on Palm Beach Island, which is close to where I live, which is like the wealth capital of the world or of the nation, whatever. There's so many rich people there. Not the
like
world.
Dubai.
But it's like in United States. It's wild. And so I was like, I need to work somewhere where I can be exposed to those type of people. And it was a great learning experience. Worked there for 2 years.
Did you like it?
I liked it.
I was gonna say,
I learned a lot.
like what?
I learned how to deal with so many different personalities. Like
Like the shoppers.
The shoppers. The craziest thing that happened to me. 2 crazy things.
What?
One was that I had to drive a lady's G-Wagon home in the morning because she drank too much wine at the event we had the night before, which was crazy. I drove it to her hair appointment actually and dropped it off for her in the morning. The other one is that I can curse, right?
Yeah.
I curse a lot.
Fuck shit.
Fuck shit, bitch. Okay. No.
Cut that out. She also has Tourette's.
So this lady handed me her dog shit over the counter. And she asked me to throw it away for her. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, that is crazy. Like there's a trash can on the sidewalk, like
Spend a lot of
outside.
money?
Yeah, but
still, yeah.
Still. And she'd bring her dog into the store all the time. It was so annoying. So I also had this guy, another crazy story real fast, side. He brought his mistress in like a week after he brought his wife in and just acted like
And he didn't say anything to you guys?
No, just expected us to go along with the punches. So
the nerve.
that was crazy. So you just deal with a lot of different people. Made like some of the biggest sales of my life, like sold a $50,000 necklace. Like it was crazy. And so it was just fun. But the summers were really slow. The hours were really shitty. Like you work every holiday, every weekend.
Is it in the winter time?
Yeah, all winter is like our season. So I was just like, I need to figure out, because I'm not getting clients from here because this is where they come. They don't need help because they come to us already.
Right.
So I was like, I need flexibility. That was my like hole where I was like, okay. And I was like, I started my Instagram page, but I only posted on it sparingly and trying to show my outfits, but just promote my styling services.
And what year was this? Like, how long ago?
I graduated college in 2016. So this was probably 2019.
Okay. I like to give people a timeline so they can see that it's not just like.
Yeah, exactly. 2018, 2019, I was working at the store. And then 2019 came. I had just gotten engaged to my husband, which we were high school sweethearts, which was crazy. And we had just gotten engaged, and I was like, he's like, are you going to keep doing this retail thing? Like, what's going on? And I was like, let me just get a different job that's in a totally different industry that provides flexibility, and I can do my stuff on the side, and it'll allow me so much more time and freedom. And that was like the big
moment.
Yes, exactly. And so my family friend came up to me and she was like, I have this job and it's at a mattress company. And I was like,
so random.
I was like, ew. I was like, never.
You remind me of Alexis from Schitt's Creek.
That's a compliment.
Ew.
Ew, David. Especially with my voice isn't usually this raspy.
She said that she gets congested. Well, this is her first pregnancy. Yeah, but I mean, like we talked about on the plane. Mine was 13 years ago, so I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, because I feel totally fine. I'm just congested. It's weird.
All right.
So I said ew, and I said no. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. And I'll find something else. Oh. And then I thought about it and I was like, let me just go for the interview. You know, it's sales at the end of the day. We're still doing sales. It's basically a sales job. I tell that to everybody. And so I went in for the interview and I loved the people. Like, I loved the people so much. So if something's out of your comfort zone,
it's probably good.
Take a chance too and give it a shot. You never know. And so met the team, loved them. They immediately wanted me to start. They flew me up to Atlanta to for my final interview. And they're like, when can you start, basically? And I was like, score, you can create your own schedule. I just visited. So what I did is I went into furniture stores and mattress stores and trained the sales associates on the product. So I would go in, do big presentations, and I would bring a lot of energy, a lot of food, and just like make people happy and excited about mattresses, which was fun, honestly. And I would just travel up and down the coast of Florida. While I was doing that, my best friend, Hunter Primo, is another influencer, and she had a more direct path right after college. She kind of immediately fell into it. And I think it was also because, number one, her husband is an amazing photographer. That was like in the photography era, you know? And I did not have that, unfortunately. Same. And then also she's in Nashville, which I feel like you and I relate to being in a place where there's not a lot of other creators. And so she was in Nashville where it was booming. And so she kind of was my inspiration to like, look where she's gone in this short amount of time, relatively from college. She had grown so much and but I just hadn't found my niche yet, really. And I don't believe in 100% niching down on your content, especially if you're just starting out. Try it all, because I tried it all.
See what sticks.
Yeah, see what sticks. And I didn't even know what was going to stick at all. But I just started personally buying Amazon stuff, things from Amazon. And everybody kept complimenting me on them. And I was like, let me start sharing these online. And then I started doing roundups, hauls of Amazon clothing, and people really liked it. So then I was like, one of the biggest pieces of advice that I got from everyone was to be consistent and create a series or create something that they know they'll come to every single week. So that's
that
what
you'll be known for.
Yeah, Amazon Mondays, which to this day still do every single Monday. And I do 6 new Amazon fashion finds every week.
That's a lot of fucking work.
It's so much work. Yeah. I literally haven't even posted today, so sorry everyone. But if you don't follow me, that's what you can expect. At least every Monday, there's a lot of other things mixed in there. And that was like my main thing in the beginning was just Amazon. And it was much less saturated back then. And they had just, it was kind of divine timing in everything where video content was just getting started on stories and on TikTok. And then TikTok had like just started in 2019, I think, or 2020.
I think it was probably like end of 2019.
Yeah, and then
2020 is
exactly.
when it popped off.
So and that's when I started this new job where I actually had time to like create content. And then in 2020, COVID happened. I got 3 months paid time off from this job, this mattress job. That's like, so who would have known, which was crazy. So I got 3 months to like really dial in and buckle down. And I realized how much I loved video content. I was like, wow, I can show my personality. It's so much easier. It's more realistic to me. It's not as like, I don't like photos that much. I do, but I don't love it. I don't love the editing of it. I don't like how you can edit and look different. You know what I mean? I don't like that. Like,
I never want to be that person that they see you in person and be like,
you look different.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Oh my God.
Luckily, I have gotten the compliment of like, oh, you look. Actually, one girl,
I'm like, I don't like when they say you look prettier in person, which people say that to me all the time. I'm like,
I was just gonna say they said that in September at LTK Con. I'm like, you're prettier in person. That's what I was like. I don't know if that's a compliment.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a compliment.
Or anyways.
But so then I had my first like viral video on TikTok.
Do you remember what your viral video was?
Yeah, it was just an Amazon haul. It was like an Amazon must-haves video, and then the second one that went viral that really like took off was like so good. I bought it twice basically. So I bought it like 2 different Amazon finds in 2 different colors and like tried them on. Super simple, but TikTok, it was like 1.7 million views at the time, which was crazy. Right. And I realized how many sales, because the Amazon influencer program had just started too. So that's why it was also divine timing.
Did you reach out to them or did they reach out to you?
I applied like to be a part of it. And then they kind of they have bonuses and tiered structures now where if you hit certain sales goals, you get whatever. And they kind of had that back then too, but not as intense as now. And they've changed a lot. But in the beginning, we were all figuring it out. Like they were figuring it out. All the creators were figuring it out. We were just figuring it out together. Right. So it was kind of nice. Like we were just like, we don't know what we're doing. And so after that viral video, I had a lot of sales and I was like, wow, this is like, could be a career if it keeps going like this. And then I started growing a following. I got signed with a management agency. That viral video happened in like June, July of 2020. And I got signed with a management agency in like October.
And then how many followers did you have? Okay. People that have been around, they know that I hate using the word followers. It just like, it gives me the ick.
I know.
But what did the audience size look
I think, or maybe it was a year later, I think maybe that I got the management company. But I think I only had, I had maybe almost 100, like 80,000 on TikTok and 30,000 on Instagram.
And so, this is the question that I get asked a lot too is at what point were you like, I need to start looking for management? Because I get this all the time. So I like asking other content creators.
I feel like if you look at your day to day and you feel like you could give something up and feel more productive, like at the end of the day.
Well, your time is worth money.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's like.
Yeah. So I think if you're looking at your days and you're like, wow, I am overwhelmed.
And you can't do it all.
You can't do it all. And I never had the like contacts. Like that's what I think I really needed in the beginning with management is like to introduce me to brands, like because I was so small still. But some brands are looking for those micro creators and they want that niche following.
And that's what I've heard is that there's like a big shift going on right now that brands would rather work with the micro influencers who have like a very loyal. That's what it's like. If you have
high engagement,
right, 1,000 followers and 500 600 of those followers are like die hard engagement, then like they'd rather do that than like the million plus that have not as much.
Exactly. So that's what I think but I kind of fell into management because of my friend Hunter, and they were like, oh, we can help you. Let us help you. And I was like, 100%. You tell me like what I need to do. So I was with them for a year and I had a great experience overall. But then I just felt like I needed something different, which was more attention at the end of the day. Like that sounds bad, but like, I don't know. I just needed more attention. I was like, I just feel like I need more help.
Was it because like that's just what they were offering? And we're not shitting. I'm literally just asking questions. We're not shitting on them. But was it like you wanted more pitching? You wanted more communication?
I wanted more communication, and I personally would rather, this getting into the nitty gritty of it, but I rather have multiple small deals every month than have like one big deal every 3 months. Like I'd rather have like a steady income. I mean, I do from other things like commission and all of that, but to have smaller brand deals that are more frequent, I think is more important. I think they just didn't prioritize that because it wasn't worth it to them.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it was some of the biggest brand deals I've ever gotten.
That's what I was going to say, because you've had both sides, right?
I've been through them to this day, which is when I had 30,000 followers.
Right.
Crazy. I know. Like, jeez. So now I have like 150 on TikTok and 120 on Instagram. So, and yeah. I feel like it's just not the same anymore. I'm not growing at all, but
we're changing your mindset with that. We're going to get you doing your affirmations as well and your mindset. Okay. So then how did you find Lola and Ivy then? So I think I preference that, but we're on our management retreat with Lola and Ivy. Okay. Yeah. See, I have pregnant.
I don't know if you said you have, you have pseudo pregnancy brain.
I texted Tamar and I was like, hey, we need to plan our baby mood since we're pregnant. And I said by we equals Holland.
We are pregnant together.
Yeah, that's going to be a fake headline. But I am not pregnant. Holland is pregnant, but because she's pregnant, that means I'm pregnant. Travis is snipped. So, okay. How did you find Lola and Ivy?
I interviewed like 3 different management companies.
Did you just like Google
Lola and Ivy?
Or TikTok?
I just emailed a bunch.
No, how'd you find them?
Oh, I think just Googling. Okay. And I would look in people's bios that I follow and see if they had an email that was connected to a management company.
Or if like there's other girls that you follow. There's some girls that have left me on fucking red.
Yeah, me too. I used to DM people all the time. I DM'd Campbell. I mean, me and Campbell like used to DM all the time, but like I would DM her and she was with Lola and Ivy at the time. So I was like, what do you think about them? This was more when I was in okay, we've interviewed. Let's see,
So you interviewed with 3 people.
Yeah, and I just loved Lola and Ivy, and I loved Catherine specifically, my manager, who is no longer my manager. But she is my friend.
A senior.
She is my friend.
Something now.
Still, but she lived in Jupiter too, which I thought was really cool and important at the time because it was just so nice to have somebody there. Because I think my other agency, if I would have been based in Nashville, it would have been better. Because they had like a house that you can like
in an actual
like
office.
A content space and like I don't know, in-person stuff. So there's every management company is different. You just got to figure out the one that.
And my biggest piece of advice for people too is make sure that you're asking questions and it's not just them interviewing you. And there's so many different ways. Actually, Juliana and I were just talking about this on the car ride here of like it, and it looks different for everybody. So Lola and Ivy specifically, they take a certain amount of percentage from the brand deals that they touch. And that looks different for some might be 20%, some might be 15%. She said that like there's some that take a percentage of your commissions as well.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
That seems crazy to me. To each their own.
Yeah.
But yeah. There's questions that you can ask of like, who do you have in your Rolodex that you could see me being a great fit for, things like that. So like what would be a question that you would suggest?
I think I asked, what did I ask? It was, I can't believe I'm going to be with them like 3 years this year, which is crazy. So I think I asked like brands that you've worked with, like what does your structure, like monthly structure look like for your average content creator? Like how often are you meeting with your manager? what does the communication look like? What do you use to communicate? Like we use Asana to communicate, which I wasn't familiar with, but it's really easy to organize.
I love it.
Yeah, it's very organized.
Yeah. So, okay. So you end up deciding to sign on with Lola and Ivy. We need to go. Okay. You and I are so terrible together because this is where I always tell people that I have 24 different internet tabs open and we just
Same.
like jump from
I
each
know.
one.
Well, I just gave you my whole life story basically.
Well,
so
no, but we still have to go back to the mattress store when you decided to quit.
Oh, yeah.
I know your story so well. I'm like, wait.
This was good because I followed this girl, Kathleen Barnes, who is an OG creator. She, Carrie Bradshaw Lied was her name for a while. And she worked in corporate in Sephora, I think, or somewhere for a makeup company. And I was following her when she quit her job. And I was like so inspired by it. And I was like, oh my God. And I wasn't even close to quitting my job. And this like before TikTok, before everything. And she said that because her husband was very similar to my husband at the time
and Ryan is a finance bro.
Yes, he is a finance bro. And
analytical.
He is so OCD, so scared to take risks, so like streamlined. I don't know. So he was terrified for me to leave my stable mattress job and go pursue TikTok, And so we made a deal basically. I kind of like told him this is what I'm doing. And I said, I'm going to match my corporate salary for 3 months. And then once I do that, I'm leaving. And that's what Carrie Bradshaw Lied did. And that's what I did. And then on my 3rd month, I was like, bye.
Toodaloo, bitch.
Toodaloo, motherfuckers. No, I love my mattress people. But yeah, I was like, as soon as I did that, I was like, bye, see ya. Like, and it was easier than I thought. It's like a scary thing to set yourself up for, right? And just to leave and not have. Luckily, I had just gotten married, so this was in 2021. So I'd started working at the mattress company in 2019, and I quit in 2021. So it was like almost 2 years of working there, or around 2 years. And I was like, I'm leaving my health insurance. I'm leaving my stable job. I'm leaving my like coworkers, which are fun. I miss having coworkers. Like it's. I don't know. And just the stability of it all.
You knew that you were getting a paycheck every month.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. So it was but it was worth it.
So what's been your biggest like learning lesson? Yeah, learning lesson not even learning lesson, but just like a lesson. Yeah, in the influencing industry. I don't think we've ever talked about this.
I know. I don't think we've ever talked about this. I think like riding the waves and knowing that there's like a crest coming. You know what I mean? I'm in the phase where I feel like it's coming, but it's been a moment of like where you just feel like it's good. At least nothing's going down, you're not going downwards, but you're just kind of in the same flow of things. Things are just, and you got to shake it up. I'm in the phase of like, got to shake it up. Something needs to happen differently. So just pushing myself to like not stay comfortable and do things that make me uncomfortable and push myself to reach new people and still post things that I'm passionate about and find different passions. And
I think it's always important too, and this is what we've talked about in the past too, of even when like being in that lull of going back and just seeing like what content has worked the best in the past. And usually it's always the most simple. And this is what we just talked about.
Also, my biggest hurdle is analytics. Like I'm horrible at looking at analytics. I'm horrible. I don't even pay attention to them.
I hate doing it because it gives me anxiety. Again, Juliana and I just talked about it on the car ride here of like, it's something that you don't hear a lot. And again, I'm not complaining. I'm so privileged and grateful to have this job, truly, but there really is so much work that goes on in the back end that people have no clue about. And that's like one of the biggest things that I'm trying to work through right now is, I mean, again, even with like podcasting, of it's so hard not to look at the other people, like comparison. The Avery Woods and I
feel like that's a hurdle, even just being a woman.
No, like for sure.
Just literally being a woman is
the comparison.
Hunter,
yes.
my best friend Hunter always says, comparison is the thief of joy. And she
Yes.
said it since college, and it's so relevant and it's so true, and it's like accurate through every single phase of your life. Like I'm even like at 14 weeks pregnant, not looking like other people that are for 14 weeks pregnant, and I'm comparing myself. I'm like, I want a bigger bump. I want to look like this.
Until you
Like,
have a
which is
bigger
crazy.
bump.
Until I
and then
have
you're
a
gonna be
bigger
like,
bump, and
my
I'm
God,
like,
my
oh
hips.
no. Yeah, exactly. So I'm crazy. Like I'm pretty good for the most part of staying in my lane. It's just the numbers game is what is the hurdle for me.
Is it that you just don't look at it, or does it give you anxiety when you look at it? Or like,
Yeah,
you just don't care.
or I just like don't care. Like I'm just like I want to put out what I want to put
I
out.
wish I was
Which
like that.
yeah, like I just don't care about like, okay, yeah, you liked that, but I'm not going to do that every single time.
Mhm.
But
And
I need to, or it's like boring. I don't know.
I really have been enjoying your styling tip videos.
Yeah,
because that's
something
different.
was my goal for 2025
Mhm.
is really leaning in. That's where I was like, I need to shake things up. I need to do something different, because I do think that it's hard in this line of work that we're in. And I'm sure it's very relevant for other people in any job, but staying comfortable and doing the same thing over and over again because it's easy and it's comfortable and it's like what you know, and it's not really putting yourself out there because
And
it's not a
creating content,
challenge.
it's ever changing too. And then like this year,
100%,
like the
yeah.
big thing is like being a comfort content
Yeah.
creator. And it's like,
That's what I
fuck.
like about that's the one thing I do like about it, though. I do like that things are always changing, because I feel like
It can get boring.
change means opportunity.
Mhm.
And like I think that if TikTok were to go away, yeah, that would suck and it would impact
There's
my
gonna be a
income
new
100%.
platform.
But there's going to be a new platform, new chances to grow, new people to reach, new, like, I don't think that, I don't look at it as a, oh my gosh, this is the end. This is horrible. This is going to change
and that's
everything
what
in a
I would
negative
point
way.
out right in my interviews is like, okay, Vine, MySpace,
Yeah.
whatever else, like it's going to continue to happen. And I think that's why it's so important to make sure that we are putting not all of our eggs in one basket, but we're diversifying
100%.
and going to different platforms.
Yeah. And that's what even people like have who were talking to me about the TikTok, just people in my everyday life who are not in social media, were like, well, you're mostly on you're mostly on Instagram anyways. And I'm like,
You're like, bitch.
no, I'm like
big
mostly, I'm
paychecks
both,
come from
I'm like
Amazon.
I'm like, I am also on TikTok. Like hello, look me up.
Respect
Like,
on the name.
no, but I was like, I don't want people, and I go through phases of like maybe posting more on TikTok than I do on Instagram, and sometimes the cross posting doesn't work. Like it just doesn't hit the same. You know,
one will do great on one platform or vice versa. It's
yeah,
so
but you
annoying.
just gotta throw shit at the wall, honestly, and see what sticks. So I just like, I need to, my problem is reflecting and looking back after throwing all the shit on the wall and, you know, deciphering the shit on the wall.
That is why you need a Kim in your life. Kim, because that's what one of her tasks.
Analytics.
She goes through and she goes into a sauna with Marissa, and she will highlight like, hey, these were her top 5 videos from this last week or this month or whatever. So
yeah, that's a good idea.
Thing for
I can
pitching.
add, yeah.
I can give you Kim's info, but I also just need Kim to stay. And Kim lives in Florida. So
oh my
jealous.
God, where?
I don't remember.
Oh my gosh.
I know, but it's in Florida. Okay, so how we'll get away now from so much of the work part of it, but
oh
how are you doing?
What are you?
No,
I'm
nothing.
like,
Tell me everything about your childhood. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We did that in New York.
How much time do we have?
Okay, so Holland and I, when we first met, it was in Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And look at us now.
I know.
Let's see.
We even shared a room. I feel like Kylie's not even like a share a room type of girl.
No, that's when Travis.
And I was like, you want to share a room with me?
Travis was like, wow. Okay. So a year ago? It was about a year ago. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Fashion Week? No, 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Okay. So yeah, 2 years ago, there was a handful of us girls from Lola and Ivy that went to New York for New York Fashion Week, and one of the managers, Madison lives there. Yeah. And so they put together a dinner for us. And I had just gone in that day and traveling from Montana to New York, long fucking travel, kind of like you traveling here. Yeah, long day. And here she is.
Here I
She's
am.
like, and that's why we're done
for
after
you
this
guys.
question. And I was so tired. But then this was also my first time being at like a content creator
Yeah, you
thing.
were so nervous.
I was so nervous.
She definitely had her guard up too.
For sure. Well, that's the story. So then we go to dinner in one. I truly was just so exhausted. But I'm the type of person that when I'm around new people, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch everybody's personalities before I interact with them. And so
what do I do?
Yeah, Holland's like, she's like the little teapot of like,
I'm the type of person that I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. You put me in front of someone, I'm like, hello, I'm Holland Paterno. How are you doing? Like, what's your name? What's your life story? What's your sign?
Literally, my question is, what was your childhood trauma? Tell me everything. So then Holland and I sat next to each other at dinner, and I was just so quiet. Again, I was so tired, but then too, I was just watching everybody's personalities. And then with like social media, you hear like the horror stories of like, oh God, she wasn't the same as how you met her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There is a spider, a little baby spider.
Where?
Over there on the baseboard. But it's fine. I think it's going underneath the door to the other room.
Bed. I was like,
but I can see. I keep looking over there.
Oh my God.
Okay. Anyways, so then I guess you can say from your point of view, because then that's what like I didn't care. But then you were like, oh my God, I thought you hated me. Because Susie, your like, mom was there.
Oh my God, my mom was there. What a queen. Yeah, we were just. I feel like you were just not driving with me. You were like,
I was just you were so like, quiet.
No, you're like, shut up, stop talking.
No, Holland was. She was being so nice.
We were like right after that, when the next day you totally did like a 180.
Yes,
and you were.
It's when one of my 7
yourself.
personalities came out.
You're like yourself, who you are. But that was when I really got to know you. And that brunch, when we had brunch at the hotel
with Susie and Tamar.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. And I feel like I got to know you more. And then the dinner.
Yeah. We're all
crying at dinner. That was the last dinner night.
Yes.
Right? Oh, and then we had the other dinner.
Or are you going to talk about the margarita part where, okay, when Holland and Tamar came to Montana, we were all at dinner, and Alondra her and Tamar work together. She does like a lot of her social media and her photography and stuff. And Alondra happened to be I was 2 margaritas in, and this is where I like really started to feel more comfortable with the girls. And I don't know what.
This was like a year later in Montana.
No, this was in New York at dinner.
Oh, I thought you just said Montana.
No. But we were at dinner, and Alondra pulled up the fucking video. And I was like,
yes.
You have that?
Yes.
And I just like of me being sassy, and both of Tamar and Holland's draws.
We're like, who is this? Yes. And welcome to the party.
Yes, you can be friends with us.
Yeah, you can be friends with us. We like you.
Yeah, so we got to do New York together, and then
Montana was so fun.
Yes.
Seeing Kylie's stomping grounds. We were just like, our joke for the whole trip was, wow. Well,
the cows, I think you guys were like, oh my gosh, you actually have cows.
Mountains.
So pretty.
The mountains are just stunning. Like, you're just in a picturesque, you feel like you're in Yellowstone. Literally. We weren't even in Yellowstone.
Well, we were in Yellowstone County. Kind of.
Yeah. Really close.
Yeah.
Really close. But yeah, we were just like amazed by the landscape of everything. It was so beautiful.
They came in June, which is like perfect time to visit Montana.
Traumatized Tamar with the camping experience. But me and Kylie got to share a bed underneath the stars.
So that was my bad too of trying to plan. Okay, first of all, I don't fucking travel around Montana. Like, I'm the worst. I mean, I kind of have, but not really. Like, I stick to what I know, which is what we did.
Which is Sage Lodge.
Yeah. Well, no, get this. So Sage Lodge in the summertime is insanely expensive. There we go. Whoa. I need a snack. Yeah. I'm fucking hungry. And it was, I mean, regardless, you guys were like, I don't give a shit, because it was going to be like over $2,000 a night. But then in their prime season, you have to do minimum 2 nights. and that did not work with what we already had planned.
Yeah.
So Holland was like, oh my gosh, Hunter has done Under the Canvas before and
it was
loved
so
it.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're like, great.
No, not fun. No, well, it was fun.
It ended
then
up
we
being
went
great.
into Sage Lodge, and that was our biggest
I
mistake.
shouldn't have taken you guys there, but it was so
much fun.
beautiful.
It was like memories that you'll have forever. Like we went to the saloon one night. Like that was
at Lone Mountain
fun.
Ranch.
Oh my god, I would love to go back to Lone Mountain Ranch. That was amazing.
Fun.
That was one of my favorite spots.
I have a blog
And then
post.
the last night we went out.
Oh my gosh, yes.
In
Okay,
Bozeman.
so we started at Under the Canvas, which is in Yellowstone. I don't remember which part. There's West Yellowstone, which
And
we didn't
North
do that one.
Yellowstone.
So then, yeah, see, she knows more than me. And that one is like 20 minutes from Sage Lodge. So we spent a night there. Thank God it was only one night. You did have a toilet and like running water, but to take a shower, you had to pull a lever down for the shower.
I think you had to build your own
we have a video
fire,
of that too.
and it was cold at night.
I think the shower lever
and there was no working lights. Like you had to use the lanterns.
We had to use the lanterns. Yes. So just
like
a hot mess, Girl Scouts. So we only stayed one night there, but we had dinner at Sage Lodge, and then we went to Big Sky for 2 days, which it was a super cute town. Or was it one day?
No, 2.
It was 2. Okay. We did. It was cute,
cute
condo, right? But you would have thought that we walked into the fucking Taj Mahal, though.
After.
Coming from the tent, the townhouse, we were like, "This is so nice." But then we went to the
montage, and we were like, "Oh my god, this is
that
rich.
is the bougie place." Yes, the montage was fabulous.
I just saw one of my favorite. I love food. Like food bloggers are my favorite people to follow.
That's a fun fact.
I love cooking, but I love Wishbone Kitchen. Do you know her?
Mm-mm.
Kylie doesn't know anybody.
I don't know. No, the whole time on the plane, she was like,
"Do you know this person? Do you know this person?" And she's like, "No,
just
no."
Me
and
and
I'm
the cows up in Montana.
You don't know anybody. Like, what's going on? But she was just at the montage, and she looks like she had a grand suite.
Oh my god, that was probably
kitchen.
like 10 plus grand.
I can't imagine.
Unless she got like a little dealy deal on the side.
But I was like, it looked beautiful.
But yeah, Bozeman was the last night because that's where they flew in and out of. And Bozeman was also
ratchet.
This was the night where we're like, okay, this is the last night of the trip, and we're like, fuck, we're all tired. Like, we're just good with going to dinner and then like a quick little after.
We
closed the bars down, like out, and then Tamar was wearing all white, and so everybody
thought it was her bachelorette.
And we made up a whole ass fake husband for her, Richard,
with a big dick.
And if you know Tamar, that's like so not.
That was so funny.
Yes. So that was
a lot of great memories.
We have all from Lola and Ivy.
I know. And then they're gonna come down to Florida for my baby moon.
And we're gonna have
West
a baby
Palm
moon
Beach
together. Yes, that's what I said, because we are pregnant.
Yeah, we are all pregnant together.
So we're gonna do a baby moon, and then I don't know about with LTK conning it. I don't know.
TBD.
Yeah, TBD on
I'll
that.
have I don't even know what I
Oh yeah, you for sure probably won't be there with your little baby.
I'll have like a 3-month-old baby. No.
What have I asked you? Like, do you have morning sickness? I haven't. Morning sickness isn't really.
No, I had a really good first trimester. I feel like weeks 12 to 14, I'm feeling like super tired. But besides that, and my body's stretching, in ways that I don't
coconut
expect.
oil?
Yeah, coconut oil.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was also 18 when I had mine, so
I can't believe that. Lucky you, honestly. Your body can do a lot more things at 18 than 30. That's for
we're
sure.
gonna be grateful for, or not to be that annoying, but also you can be not happy with your body.
No, I'm happy.
Too.
I'm so happy. Like my friend asked me the other day, she's like, I feel like you're loving pregnancy. And I was like, yeah, I am loving pregnancy overall. Like, I feel like it's great. It's cool. It's cool that our bodies can do this.
It can literally create
like it's
human.
wild. And luckily I like feel for anybody that has like gone through fertility stuff, because I just didn't have to go through that. And I have friends and know people that have gone through that journey, and I was nervous about that journey just because you hear so much about it. So just being able to like easily get pregnant and having a healthy pregnancy so far, I've just been so grateful.
Amen
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know that you're so tired. Like, Holland is the real VIP or MVP, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, you
She's
know I'm really
so
tired when I'm skipping out on dinner, which
I
I'm
know.
like FOMO to the max. But
know.
I know I'll be with everyone for the next couple of days.
Yeah,
I'm ordering room service to my room, finishing up a little work stuff, and then turning on like a movie or something.
I love that for you. I have dinner at 5:30, so this is perfect time.
Perfect timing.
All right.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yes, I'll make sure I put your shit on the screen and in the notes
Follow me
and
on
stuff.
all the things.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Hey friend, thank you so much for listening. My goal is to help as many women as I can feel empowered to show up as her best self. If this episode supported you in any way, the best way to show your appreciation is to just screenshot this episode and share it on your social media, or even better, drop a review on whatever platform you're listening on. If you want to get more personal, you can reach me on Instagram at @double_Kylie Nelson or at Kylie_Nelson1 on TikTok. See you back here next week.